So boom, YouTube. What's good, you Mikey? When I'm back in another Warframe video, and today we got Nezha Prime. Now this is one of the highest killing Warframes in the game, and it does a lot of damage. Look, you see this right here? Oh, right there. You see that right there? That first. This weapon is insane. We're gonna combine that with Nezha, and we're gonna go insane. Look, let me give you the build. See, Nezha doesn't have an exalted weapon, so we don't have to worry too much about multiple builds. Now, the one thing you gotta make sure you have is Divine Retribution. Now, I'm gonna demonstrate it to you guys after I show you guys the build and everything, but keep in mind, this is important. If you do not have this, your build is garbage, man. It's basura. You get what I'm saying? Now, most people, when they're using Divine Retribution, and the reason why we have this is because of Divine Spears. Now, these Divine Spears spikes up enemies, and as you guys can see, you have 1.5 times remaining slash, toxin, and heat status base radius at 14 meters. Now, explosion scale, right? So when these explode, you will have, well, you can do like slash, toxin, or heat, right? Do 1.5 times damage each status effect, right? It's really good. I'm telling you guys right now, perfect. Now we got adaptation too. Now honestly, you really don't need it, but me, I like to be more safe than sorry, especially when I'm going into higher content, like end game content. Like once you get past like level 300, that's where you probably want to have some mods that's gonna keep you alive. I got regular flow. You don't need prime flow. You can have it if you want to. You can add some FOMA in this. You want to have max as much range you can. I got 235%, right, of range, and I have 189% of strength. You don't need too much strength, but we do need strength for our Halo, and then a little bit for the Dark Verse. And the Dark Verse is Dante's first ability that you can get, and you can put it on the helmet. If you do have a Dante to spare, do that. And this is really good because I'm gonna show you guys, if you do not have the first, then you can have that. Now our arcanes, we're going to Arcane Energize, Arcane Velocity. Again, you want to go as lowest duration, and I'll tell you why when I'm explaining you when I'm showing you guys how the abilities work, and that's important, right? So this is it. This is the build right here. I'll go ahead and screenshot. Now let's get into the FURIS, my favorite part. Oh, wrong one. That's the boar. Now for the FURIS, right, its INCARNON is insane. I feel like it's a top 5 INCARNON weapon in my opinion. It's so good. It's so good, and you guys can see right here. Look, you don't have this Riven, and I understand, you feel me? You guys don't have greatness. Look at that Riven disposition. Do you see that? That's max. You don't have greatness. I'm great. That's why I got greatness. Y'all not great. Y'all some good. Y'all good. Oh shoot, I thought I messed up right there. But besides the point, if you don't have this, go ahead and put like, okay, yeah, it's right here. Now, if you want to switch out the Riven, you can go ahead and put in Hornet Strike for just for more damage, because we got more damage and status. Hornet Strike, Guns, Slinger is also a Slanger, is really good. But yeah, if you want to use for the Riven, if you want to replace the Riven, you can go ahead and put Hornet Strike just for more damage. You guys can see we do lose status effect, but we still keep some damage, as you guys can see. But yeah, so that's what I would do, right? And that Cascade Flare go crazy. That's what you want to have. This is the build screenshot again. Here's the INCARNON. Boom. Here's from can't even speak. Evolution 2, Evolution 3, and Evolution 4. Right there. Now it's time to demonstrate again. Oh, almost forgot. Madarai for your focus, or you can use Zernik. Those are still good. The Nautilus, you already know what I'm going. Panzer is still good too, but right now this is meta, man. Y'all know the rules. Now, let me demonstrate to you greatness. Right, so look, ladies, this is what I'm talking about right here. So this is what Dante's ability does right here, basically. Boom, right? And like you said, you guys saw, we have 3 different status effects we can choose with Divine Retribution, which is slash, toxin, or heat. Now with Cascade Flare, the FURIS produces heat, and we are using prime heat charge. So we do get heat, as you guys can see on the top right. Cascade Flare is proc, and obviously the more kills you get, the more the highest it will go, because right now it's only at the weakest. So keep that in mind. That's why I'm gonna be going with the FURIS, because I do have a Riven, and the FURIS heat damage is insane, right? So I will show you guys how this demonstrates. You know, I'm hoping you guys already know how to use this his Halo ability. This is just more for like absorbs damage and then you take it out. The more damage you absorb, like the higher content is basically like a, I would say a better version of Rhino, but at the same time Rhino is his own Warframe. I don't want to shit on you know, the OG. You feel me? But it's basically like a Rhino but with insane kill, and I'm about to show you guys what I'm talking about when it comes to kills, right? I know I'm just, yeah, look again, you guys can skip this part straight into the gameplay after the build. Trust me, you can skip this. Don't even trip about it right here. This is for the people that just want to show the abilities, right? So yeah, like I said, right, so you want to do this, right? And we only have 15% of duration, so this is gonna go quick. This is Divine Spears. Look how quick that goes away, right? Now if you put Divine Spears, right, combined it with Dark Verse, you do that. You see what I did? You do that, right? So it's in nukes enemies. Any enemy that is caught in Divine Spears will get nuked. Look at that, 900k, and all of them, they're all dead, right? You saw that, right? Now that's with Dark Verse. Now if you don't have the FURIS, use Dark Verse. If you do not have Dark Verse as your helmet ability, I recommend maybe like the Convectrix, if I said it right. Maybe a weapon that can give you, any weapon that has Cascade Flare in it is still fine, that can give you heat. And I'm about to show you guys why I am going to be using the FURIS. I want to show you guys the damage for this. Let me unlock this Incarnate real quick. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. You probably didn't see that. It probably didn't register for you. Look, I'm gonna show you guys again. You probably only saw 500k. I'm gonna show you guys again. I see that. That was about 6 million damage. And these are bombards. These are 170 bombards. These are not weak enemies. Look at that, 4 million each. Now imagine an enemy with no armor gets hit with that. You might see 100 mil. Look at that. And that's why I prefer the FURIS over the Dark, because it just does more damage. Look at that. That 1.2 white damage you guys saw is not even the main damage. Any enemies that when I'm using the FURIS, any enemies that is impaired by the spears, they immediately die. It doesn't matter how strong the enemy is. If they get impaled by your spears, then it's over for. You get what I'm saying? So that's how the build works. You get what I'm saying? Oh, look, and let me show you guys how the Halo works. Let's do, hold up. Let me put this here. Let's do this. Activate it again. Didn't even shoot me. Let's do it again. Please shoot me. See? Now we have 38,000 armor. And you just, you know, one shot everything. And that's why we got low duration too. So our Divine Spears, like obviously the longer they're there, the more damage you would do. Like if I were to focus on multiple, see like 11 million. If I would have hit multiple enemies, it's gonna do more damage. Or focusing more on one. See, look, I only have 13 bullets. Look how much damage this does with just 13. They're all dead. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, look, that's the demonstration. Again, you can skip this part if you want to. If it's too long for you, there will be timestamps for everybody. I want to keep that in mind. This is just for people that have not used Nezha before or doesn't know how to use Divine Retribution, right, with Divine Spears. But yeah, this is your boy Water. Let's get into that wonderful gameplay.